You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
How's this? I'll ask a question.
What question?
Jazz question. Hey, you get it right. We roll.
I know everything there is to know about Miles. Lay it on me.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
The cream of the crop!
Hey, welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name's Ken, I'm going to be your host today, and you are joining us for a special trip to Mordor for Lay It On Me with Jeff, and he is going to be asking me some hard-hitting Lord of the Rings questions.
Yes, I hope they're hard-hitting. I know Ken is quite a fan of Lord of the Rings, so it's hard to gauge. I haven't really tried him on these kinds of things. I know we've watched the movies before, so...
Yeah, as you may recall, Neil was ridiculing me a few weeks back about my enjoyment of the films and the books, but today I think we're of kin spirit.
In fact, I think Neil was so disappointed that he left the studio a few minutes ago so that he didn't have to be here with us to record this.
That's right, it's just me and Jeff today, getting intimate on some seriously nerdy stuff. So, Jeff, lay it on me.
All right. Question 1. By what name do the elves call Gandalf?
That would be Mithrandir.
Ooh, Mithrandir, well done.
Which I believe means Grey Wanderer.
You are very close. It is Grey Pilgrim.
Grey Pilgrim, that's right.
Question 2. What is the name of Aragorn's ring? The ring of what?
I want to say the ring of Numenor.
Okay.
I know it's got a green stone. I know what it looks like.
It was named the Ring of Barahir.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Good pronunciation, too, on that, Jeff. Gotta give you credit for your effort.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of... That's all I did. I had a little bit of help with the questions, so all I did was practice pronunciation.
Okay.
So, Sam and Frodo were rescued from Mount Doom by 3 great eagles. Name 2 of the 3.
Oh, the Great Eagles are a fabulous feature of the Lord of the Rings series. However, I'm having trouble remembering the name. If you give me a moment, I might be able to come up with one of them, because the leader of the Great Eagles comes to mind. I know, I feel like they're named very like they have very eagle-y names. Like
if such a thing is,
they're very avian sounding. They're not just named like Teddy.
No, it's Tolkien. They're never going to be named Teddy.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna tap on this one, unfortunately.
Okay. So that would be Gwaihir, Landroval, and Meneldor.
Oh, I guess I was on the wrong track. Maybe I was thinking of Buckbeak from Harry Potter. Or I don't like Harry Potter. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Barlaman Butterbur is the proprietor of what institution?
That would be the Prancing Pony.
That would be the Prancing Pony.
Of
well
Bree.
done. Indeed, nice touch there.
So, those are rather long books. So oftentimes I would start from scratch and then quit midway through, and then start again. So the Bree scene comes about a quarter way through the first book. So I've read that quite a few times.
Question 5. What actor was originally cast as Aragorn?
Okay, so I know who this is. I just want to double check my my brain and make sure that I don't say something stupid. So last name Townsend. I'm just trying to make sure I got the right Townsend and not the guy from The Who.
You mean Pete Townsend?
Yeah. So I believe it is Stuart Townsend.
Despite the grimace on your face, You've gotten it right.
There's
Stuart
also
Townsend.
Who's Devin Townsend?
I don't know.
Was he a metal dude? Yeah, Devin Townsend is a strapping young lad, right?
Question 6. You would find 5 Istari roaming around Middle-earth. Can you name them?
So I believe what you're referring to are the wizards. There are 5 wizards. There's Radagast, the brown, Gandalf, the gray/white, Saruman the white, and there's 2 unnamed blue ones.
Indeed. Saruman the white, Gandalf the gray, Radagast the brown, and the 2 unnamed blue wizards.
The blue ones.
Actually, it really isn't known what happens with the blue wizards. It's assumed that they go east and start like cults of magic.
They chillin'.
Well, what's kind of funny about the Astari though is they're created to basically try and make sure that the Earth doesn't become evil, and only one of them really sticks to that mission because Saruman's like, "Yep, I'm gonna get corrupted," and Radagast is like, "I'm gonna hang out with some plants and stuff," and then the blue wizards do their own thing.
Radagast does, put a good effort in. Nature's of course part of everything. He doesn't have to focus on the intelligent inhabitants of Middle-earth specifically. And they're also there as guides in Middle-earth rather than, the driving forces. So a lot of people say, why didn't Gandalf just do it? And 1, he couldn't handle the power of the ring. And 2, it's not his place to do so. He's there to help, pretty much.
Yeah, he's there to make sure that Earth doesn't turn evil. So, question 7. Which Valar had Sauron as his follower and servant?
So that would be Morgoth. You often hear the name Morgoth spoken as like kind of a shadow of the past. He was the big baddie of the Silmarillion.
I will allow Morgoth as an answer. Originally, after being created by Eru Ilúvatar, he was called Melkor.
So Jeff, what's my score right now?
So going into the 8th question, right about the halfway mark, you've gotten 5 of 7 so far.
All right. Tom Cruise is at bay for the time being. We'll see what happens.
Question 8. How many Palantiri were brought to Middle-earth?
So the Palantir are the lost seeing stones. I believe there were 11.
There are only 7.
Oh. I was thinking of the convenience store, I'm pretty sure.
You did go the other way on that one.
At least I knew what it was. Let's put it that way.
You did know what it was. I was actually impressed by that.
So we'll count that one as a loss.
Question 9. There might be 1 ring to rule them all, but there are how many others?
9 to the race of men, 3 to the elves, and it must be 5 or 7 to the dwarves. I'm trying to just remember the opening monologue with Cate Blanchett saying it at the beginning of the first film. I'm gonna say 5 to the dwarfs. All right, so we got the 1, 9, so that makes 10, 5, and then 3, so 18.
Okay, very close. I asked how many other rings there are. You are correct.
Okay,
1
so
ring to rule them
17
all.
if we're not counting the 1.
Fair enough. 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne. So there are 19 other rings, 20 in all.
Okay. Question 10 coming up. Things have taken a little turn. I got the last 2 incorrect, so I believe I'm 5 and 4 right now.
So on to question 10. In The Return of the King, this actor plays the pirate that gets shot by Legolas.
That would be Peter Jackson.
That would be Peter Jackson.
Making a cameo.
I thought that one was quite fun. The idea of calling Peter Jackson an actor appealed to me as a question.
A little bit. He's not known much for his acting ability, though he does enjoy his cameos, as you can plainly tell.
Question 11. A little bit of family tree here. Galadriel is Arwen's what?
This is a good one. I believe, and I'm just going to talk out loud, I believe she's the grandmother of Arwen. She is Elrond's daughter. Yes, I believe that would make Galadriel her grandmother.
That would indeed. Well done.
There's some very intense elf lineage going on in the Silmarillion especially. Can't remember all of it, but they're all kind of connected there more than you would imagine, and it's tough to remember, but I'm glad I recalled that one.
Okay, so you may have confused 7 for 11 earlier, but there's no confusing 7 out of 11 as your current score. Question 12. If you were to slay one of these, Gimli might say to you, it still only counts as one.
That would be the majestic Oliphant.
Also known as a mumakil. Yes.
Oh, in the Easterly tongue?
Indeed.
So you may recall in the film, Legolas and Gimli have a running contest of who can get the most kills in a battle. Legolas brings down the Oliphant that's pretty much packed with soldiers, and Gimli remarks that it only counts as one because he's a sore loser. Though he does win the Battle of Helm's Deep contest, I believe, by 1.
Question 13. A little bit of multiple guess here.
Okay.
So there are...
Must mean it's tough.
No, not in that sense. I'm not going to give you the 3, but there are 3 weapons found in the Troll's Cave. And I'll give you Sting. I'd like you to name one of the other 2.
Okay, one of them is Oakrist, which later belongs to Thorin Oakenshield, and the other one is Glamdring, which Gandalf claims.
Well done. Do you know the follow-up text on either of those? What they're also known as, kind of like their aliases.
Oakrist is it's like a goblin slayer or something like that. I can't quite remember. Is that the one? Or Glamdring might be the goblin slayer, because I remember the goblins kind of shudder at the sight of Glamdring. No, I can't quite recall anything further on those.
Oh, you're very close. Orcrist is the goblin cleaver.
Okay.
Glamdring, the foe hammer.
Oh, the foe hammer, that's right. Yeah, he does swing those words around quite a bit, along with Glamdring.
Yeah, the foe hammer. I mean, how could you not love a sword called the foe hammer?
Yeah, if you had a foe hammer, you'd be saying that all the time.
Question 14. I know when we talked the other day, you said you're one for names. So what was Aragorn known by when he was a child among the elves?
So he goes by quite a few names. Elisar is one of them, which means Elfstone. Strider is when he's a ranger. Elisar, I believe, is the name he claims when he's king. Apart from that, I'm having trouble thinking of any of his other names, though Elisar would be in Elvish, so I'm going to say Elisar.
That's very close. He was called Estelle.
Oh, okay. That one I did not know. It's probably something that's grazed over in the book a little bit, but yeah, I couldn't come up with that if I tried.
Yeah, that was so when he lived in Rivendell as a child, that's what he was called to hide his identity from Sauron's forces. It literally translates to hope or trust.
Oh, okay.
All right, Ken, going into the final question, you're 9 for 14. So we'll see if this last one breaks you or if you can get it right.
Well, I'm glad I'm at least in the win column here, so I think I'm safe from Tom Cruise for the time being. Even if I get it, right or wrong, I think I'm safe. But let's try to run the score up a little bit.
So your last question, Ken, if you wanted to pass through the gates of Moria, what might you say?
That would be speak friend and enter. So the Elvish word for friend is melon.
Melon is correct. So. I honestly thought it was a different word. That was why I wrote this question. I did not realize that it's really literally written like melon with 2 L's. Mm-hmm. No idea. So, having watched the movies a few times.
I think the emphasis is on a different syllable.
All right, Ken, so you end the game 10 for 15.
All right, cool.
Well done. I thought those were pretty hard. I myself would have probably gotten about 4 right or 5 right before I'd written the quiz.
Yeah, fun and fair questions. Pretty difficult, I would say. Do you want to do a couple just for fun?
Sure. Why don't we go really, really surface level here?
Okay.
So anybody who's seen the movie should be able to answer these, and we'll just do let's do a rapid fire.
Yeah,
I'll shoot off 10 questions really quick, and we'll just see if you can get all 10.
Okay.
You'd find the ring in the possession of this person at the beginning of the trilogy.
So that would be so the very start before the
in the movies.
Prologue. Oh, okay. So that would be Bilbo.
That would be Bilbo. How many members make up the Fellowship of the Ring?
That would be 9.
Among them.
Later 8. And then later it dissolves.
All right, fine. Follow-up question. Who's the first one to die?
That would be Boromir. Spoiler alert.
A little bit of a spoiler alert.
It's always Sean Bean. Sean Bean's always the first one to die, so.
All right, fourth question. When the path of Cadaros is blocked, Frodo suggests the Fellowship should go where?
That would be the Mines of Moria.
The Mines of Moria, where they eventually end up anyways, despite the fact that they've tried several other paths. Who is the first member to be separated from the group?
Permanently separated, or?
No, once the Fellowship starts, with 9, they set out. Who's the first member to leave the group?
So Frodo is technically, he tries to kind of go off on his own, and then that's when the orcs attack.
I was thinking myself that it was Gandalf when he fights the Balrog.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, he falls. Okay. You're right. Okay. When you said leave, I
I understand what you mean. Who's the king of Rohan?
That would be Theoden, son of Thingol.
Indeed. Saruman's tower, Orthanc, is located in this territory.
That would be Isengard.
I heard they're taking the hobbits there.
Yeah, I think that's where they are.
In an effort to save his people, Theoden sends them to this place.
That would be Helm's Deep, named after the famed Helm Hammerhand.
Who is the Steward of Gondor?
The Steward of Gondor at the time of the Lord of the Rings is Denethor. Then after his passing, Faramir, I believe, briefly takes his place before the king ascends.
Denethor held his seat at this capital of Gondor.
That would be Minas Tirith, the White City.
Minas Tirith. Who slays the Witch King?
That would be Éowyn, who is no man.
It's true. That scene is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's one of my favorites of the entire trilogy.
I kind of thought that there was going to be a line in the film Wonder Woman like that, because they tell her not to go in no man's land. I could have sworn she was going to go, I am no man, go out there anyways.
I mean, it would make perfect sense.
Yeah, but she did not say that, unfortunately. But
I don't think it ruined the movie.
No, not at all. Very
Thumbs
good
up.
movie.
And in the many endings of Lord of the Rings, who's the first hobbit to get married?
That would be Samwise.
Samwise Gamgee. Well done. So I think you only missed one out of those last ones. Those were surface level ones.
Yeah.
So
well, those were good too. Thanks for asking those questions, Jeff. Really enjoyed this Lay It On Me. So we've kind of been waiting to do this one. So I'm glad we finally got it out there.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. You did pretty well. Like I said, it's something that I'm passionate about. Not that passionate about. Not your level, and certainly not Stephen Colbert level passionate about Lord of the Rings, but do quite enjoy it. So I was very happy to write it. I learned a little bit in the process of writing it, and I'm glad that you had fun. It was a decent challenge.
All right, and thanks to all listeners. As always, if you have any good questions to add to our flurry of questions here, feel free to email us or leave a message on the Facebook group, and we'd love to hear your questions. Hope everybody enjoyed. For myself and Jeff, this was Triviality.
Release you from the spell.
You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey.
I will draw you, Saruman, as poison is drawn from a wound.